at the motherfucking Rebar. It's the one and only Rebar Show with your host, JP motherfucking Fingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, live at the motherfucking Rebar Show. Like Evan just said, it's like he's not even there, but we got his voice. We got him. We got his audio.
Where is that?
And he doesn't even have to be here anymore. We really almost have no need for Evan, but...
Where is Evan, dude? Come on.
Evan's actually in Florida on fucking... Once again, the guy that does the least amount of work is always traveling on our fucking dime.
That guy.
Another vacation. He's had like 3 vacations.
Must be nice to be him. Must be nice. Listen.
Yeah.
Who do we have, man? Who's the shadowy...
We got a special guest.
Looking character over there.
We got a special guest on the show, sort of sitting in the shadows, looking like a boxer coming out to the ring. I mean...
Oh, he's ready to fight.
We could call him a fighter. I mean, I guess he's ready to double down if those people know. They might not. I mean, he's weighing in at 7'9".
You ain't gonna go 7 to 9 rounds.
Yeah.
Just don't call it a comeback.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the main event of tonight's evening. In one corner, we have the one and only JP Fingers weighing it at 165 pounds, 5'11". And in the other corner, all the way from the god of all Texas, we have Jada. Been coming all the way from parts unknown in New York City. We have the one, the only Manicotti, a.k.a. Paul, a.k.a. Double Down, a.k.a. 7'9", a.k.a. Paul. Are you ready? Let's go.
Let's get ready to rumble. Oh, I wish I had that voice.
My bell that I have is literally like 10 feet away from me. I could have rang it. Ding, ding. All right. Round 1, boys. We might as well do the round style now.
You could have used Evan because he could have been the card girl.
Yeah.
Yo, boys, let me tell you, congratulations on your sponsor. That sign is mint.
Oh, you noticed that?
Gorgeous.
You noticed that?
No big deal. Just one of the best cigar companies out there. No big deal.
Yeah. I mean,
one of the best. That Byron, everything he put out is just ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
We might as well. We might as well say it right now. The Rebar Lounge is brought to you fucking officially by United Cigars. Go to your local retailer, ask for their stuff. If they have it, grab it, buy it, smoke it, thank us later. If they don't have it, fucking demand it or go elsewhere that has it and buy it. So this episode has been brought to you by United Cigars. Smoke that shit, live united. The Rebar does. Why don't you?
Did you just make that up all by yourself, or do you read a script? Or
no, that was all literally off the top of my head.
Damn, it's pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
You make a good announcer, girl.
So we have my New York friend, J-Dub's New York friend, on Paul. So what's up with Paul?
A lot. Sometimes too much. Work is cranking along at a pace that's just ridiculous.
What I mean,
that's good. We see you
driving. No. It's good. I got my 2 boys that are keeping me busy, and life is good, man. Life is good. I will say one thing though. So I listen to this show, right? That's a given. Not because you guys are my friends. If somebody else had this type of show, I would listen to it. But I feel like I have to get something off my chest. And I feel like you guys are the perfect guys to talk to about this. Because 1, I respect your opinion. And 2, if I'm out of line, you can bring me back into the fold. Because I don't think everything that I think is just automatically correct. But I listened to this podcast, and it was the uttermost bullshit that I've heard in a long time. And for some reason, it got under my skin. And I think you guys are the appropriate gentleman to talk to about this.
For the record, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So I'm kind of interested, very very interested to figure out what is it that you're gonna say. So do we just
Oh,
jump into it? Do we do the
let's talk.
let do the what you're are you, are you
Let's
joking?
talk. Let's
I
talk about what we're fucking smoking
I
first.
I remember my first cigar, JP.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay,
Seriously,
is that
if this was my first cigar, it would honestly be my last as far as how the first puff go.
What are you
apparently?
smoking?
All right. So actually, you know what we should call this segment is the "What are you smoking, bro?"
What are you smoking, bro? No, this is the revisit segment, right? So as we know,
It's a revisit episode.
revisit
Uh,
everybody. Not a lot of people, I'd say, would say smoke the same shit that they smoked when they first got into cigars. I certainly not. And if you are, then you need to fucking grow up and get away from the titty milk and get you some steak. You know what I'm saying, right, Paul?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
milk is for babies.
I mean,
right,
it's been a
no, it's
decade.
good. It's good. It gets you started. It gets you going. Gets you those nutrients. It gets you accumulated and accustomed to eating that. Getting your stomach full of
Oh,
stuff, and then, but you
fuck.
need to move on. You need some steak, bro.
Yeah, you got to grow up.
You got to
I'll
grow
say
up.
this much: I'm ready for some fucking steak right now.
Steak. So speaking of
This,
speaking of
I'm
baby
sorry.
milk, so we've done this with the Brasilia, I believe. We've done
Yep.
this with which just to short recap, we smoked the Brasilia, and I wasn't uh, actually I hadn't smoked one in 10 years or so, but it wasn't half bad. It was sometimes some segments that were kind of as Evan calls it ammonia. Um, but otherwise, it was a pretty decent cigar, not half bad. We also
It was
smoked.
better than the T52.
Oh yes, so that's the other one we did. We did a T52 revisit, which again I hadn't smoked that one since they sold out in 2012 or whenever they
And
sold out.
for a third of the price, the cheaper cigar is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to ask you that. If you had to choose between a Brasilia and a T52, the originals, which would you go for?
Oh,
I would say
don't
original
fucking
52.
don't,
Yeah.
dude. Yes, but the Brazilians have a great place in my heart because
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
they were good starter cigars and whatever. So the verdict on the T52 was they were shit. They were literally just I powered through that cigar. We both did, right? And I spent way too much money, and I gave Sister Sheets actually way too much money, $16 more than I would have rather given them. But anyway, so that's a recap. So for this segment, we are revisiting one of my favorites back in the day, the Rocky Patel Decade. And
I used to smoke this shit back in the
the
day.
shit back then. I used to call these the chocolate bars because they were
Yeah.
box pressed, so they were decadent, right? Decadent. So that's what decade would stand for me. But anyways, so far light up very very. It's like sucking on air. There's no resistance on the draw. That's just mine. I
It
don't know
actually
about
made me choke.
you. Okay. What does that mean?
That means that's the freshest air that he's sucked in a long time.
Yeah.
Did you did you try to like deep
No,
throat it
it
or
was
what?
honestly like the first little bit off the light, it was harsh as fuck. Like it honestly, I don't know whether it's just my mouth or it was just me, but it tasted like an ashtray full of cigars. That's probably my breath. So
Probably. I don't. No, it's not harsh to me. I think it's so far the light up, and I'm only like a quarter of an inch in. It's actually not bad. But again, we'll see how it develops, and we'll revisit it. But it's interesting. I like these experiments because again, we get to go back and see
yeah,
what we used to smoke. So, Polly, I don't know how long you've been smoking, but what are some of your favorites back in the day?
Oof. So I started when I was 21. I'll be 40 in June. So
Nice.
talking almost 20 years. I started with the VSG, believe it or not. The
Yeah.
VSG Torpedo. It's my first cigar. So it was
Fantastic.
kind of hard. It kept me away from a lot of bullshit cigars. Because I jumped in with a high standard. I didn't even know what I was doing. I just read the profile one day on it, and I said, it sounds like something I would like. And sure enough, it was awesome.
Nice.
Um, There's a lot of cigars that I miss. There's a lot that I can't remember off the top of my head. I will tell you one cigar that I greatly miss and I think about a lot is the Avo Elio 5.
Really?
The original that came in that little, it was just a little box. It had tape as a hinge, had brown tape as a hinge. That I missed. I missed the original Limitada from LaFleur. That was a powerhouse that I used to love to burn all the time. The Lusitano I used to burn all the time. LG. The Brasilia I liked. I didn't find myself smoking a lot of it, but yeah. There's not. I got lucky. Like I said, the VSG set a very high bar for me. So it kind of kept me out of the weeds of getting involved with all these other nonsense cigars. You know, here and there they jump in, but I tend not to revisit cigars only because they usually disappoint me. So if there is a reason why I moved on, it's typically a really good reason,
Yeah.
and I just stay away.
I
I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm glad that you guys do it
No,
because
it's an
I think I
experiment.
sometimes I may lose out. You know what I mean?
It's an experiment, and it is what it is, right? It's just an experiment for us to be able to
Right.
go back and see. Okay, we know this is a shit cigar now. We've heard this is a shit cigar, so we stop smoking them. But let's make our own minds right. And
If I'm being honest, you haven't lost out yet, Paul.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's funny because one of the reasons why a lot of cigars aren't as good to me as they used to be is because sometimes my memory fails me, and I think that they were better than what they actually were.
And yeah, it's where your palate is and just how stoked you were on it then. But as your palate grows, you're just like, fuck, that's actually not good at all. Because a company's worst cigar sometimes is as good as the best cigar you smoked back in the day, it almost seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with that.
But I'm glad you guys do it, like I said, because you actually break down. Like, it's something that needs to be done.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things. Everybody's always reviewing your everyday cigars, regardless of the company, and it's always a good cigar. They always say it's a good cigar. It's a good cigar.
The new cigars, right? New cigars. This is out, and that's cool, whatever. But you don't have people saying, okay, let's revisit this one that we smoked. And
yeah,
and
and
it brings up
Thursday podcast.
And it brings up a good point, right? I think I kind of find myself, with a lot of the Jew estate mentality that people have, right? That they just bought into it many, many, many years ago, and they stay with it, they're sticking with it, and they're still very much, let's do it together, SW, right? Swiss Streets. That's a new hashtag for Uncle Cheesy right there. Let's do it together, SW. So
let's do it together, SW.
So
Uncle Cheesy.
Right. So my point is that a lot of people just smoke and smoke and smoke, and they keep buying and buying and buying, not really don't care or don't know what's going on with the cigar itself, that it changed, that it was bought out by General, it's not made in the same factory, it's not made by the same people, it's not owned by the same people, and they just continue to smoke it and support it. And they smoke it with a preconceived or expectation of what it's going to taste like, and they continue to do it, but they don't really. It's like if you eat cheeseburgers all the time, the 50,000 cheeseburger that you eat, you're not really gonna taste it and say, okay, what does this taste like? Does this taste different than the one before? No. So, and I found myself doing that with the Romacraft cigar, believe it or not. There was one Romacraft cigar that, we all smoke Romacrafts like crazy, right? But there was one that I don't know if it was not kept well or whatever, one out of 1,000 that I've smoked. And I just stopped myself in the middle of it, and it's like, I'm not getting a good flavor out of this, and I wonder if that's what happened to people that are just smoking the crap out of Drew Estate or others, maybe Rocky Patel, I don't know, maybe Gurkhas that continue to smoke and they don't really stop and just reflect on what the actual flavor notes are. And if they're just smoking it because it's a habit, or they're smoking it because they actually enjoy it. So I don't know, but I caught myself doing that. But anyways.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. For sure, I'm guilty of that.
That's an interesting point. It makes me wonder. It makes me really question. Like, I hear the term, our cigar culture, right, thrown around a lot, and as more time goes by and you look back at history and, take a movement like this, we'll call it the Swisher Sweet movement. You take a look at something like that and you say to yourself, well, what does a culture really entail? Right? Because it seems like the Swisher Sweet movement almost has its own culture. Because I don't think it's a cigar that a brand that they typically enjoy. Like maybe they used to. Maybe they like it because they throw great parties.
Swisher
They
Sweet?
throw good events.
Dude, nobody
No,
smokes Swisher
Drew
Sweets. They only
Drew Estate.
Oh, Drew State. I was gonna say the only people that
Yeah.
smoke Drew, the only reason you buy Swisher Sweets is so you can roll up blunts. That's it.
No. I mean,
Guilty.
I mean the parent
Guilty.
company.
Yeah.
And so it makes you wonder, because, when you look at the cigar culture, you're like, all right, here's people that are interested in the cigar that they're smoking, no matter what cigar it is. It seems like that movement just doesn't care. As long as they have their, like JP says, their Doc Martens and camo fucking shorts on, life is good. So
With that being said, though, we need to do like a geography study. Do all these people live in states where weed is legalized?
No.
No, man. Like I said, they don't even know. Half of them don't even know.
They're just vagabonds. They're straight up wherever Jonathan Drew
They're
goes.
still tagging Drew's, JD on their posts. I'm like, JD's out there having fun, spending your money, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
that's.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you know what? I got to tell you, honestly, I don't even. It's one of those things where I don't even think about it or crosses my mind, because I look at it like this: you spent the 10 or whatever if you bought a league of $20, $25 on a cigar. I don't care if you take that cigar, roll it on the back of a German Shepherd, cut it, fart on it, and then smoke it. You spent the money. Do what you want with it. I really don't care.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you why I feel that way. Years ago, I was in Soho downtown, and this guy came up to me, and he was smoking a cigar. And I thought he was friendly. I thought he was being a nice guy. And he came up and he goes, "Oh, what are you smoking?" And just as I was about to tell him, he goes, "Oh, I see what you're smoking." So he goes, "You know what I'm smoking?" I said, "No." He goes, "Exactly, because I take the band off. A cigar is supposed to be a mystery to everybody else around you. It makes you a mysterious person." I said, "You know what's funny? I never even asked you what you were smoking. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck. That's
That also
why."
sounds like the whole glory hole thing.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're smoking a piece of shit cigar, and you want everybody to think that it's a Padron.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not.
could be a Padron, but I don't know. I took the band off. I didn't even look.
I remember that guy pissed me off so bad. I still remember what cigar it was till this day. It was the LG Lusitano. And I said, "Listen, you know what? I'm proud of the cigars I smoke. So if somebody sees it, and maybe they're too shy to come up to me, but they smoke cigars, they see what I'm smoking, they're like, oh, it smells good. What is that? Oh, it's an LG Lusitano. I'm going to go get that." So, listen, everybody's got their own way, and you spend the money on it. I don't care what you do with it.
Right, but I'm
No.
also not going to tell you. Yeah, definitely. And I think that stems from, when I first started getting into cigars, and I was reading into cigars, and I was looking it up about cigar etiquette and blah, blah. And I think it was incorrect. Again, we don't do fact check in this show, right? But from what I understand, it was like more of a old school European thing not to have bands on your cigars, because it was looked at, and I read this again, don't know where, don't know what, but it was that it was more of a etiquette thing to not have a band, because it makes you look less pretentious. Because
That's interesting.
right?
I never heard of that before.
But you know what?
This was well over 15 years ago that I read, and I was like, man. And at first I was like, man, maybe I should take my bands off, because I wanted to look cool and be cool, be in with the crowd. And I was like, nah. After a while, I was like, no, nobody does that here.
Or you should just do what Evan has to do now. He smokes cigars named Fist Me Daddy.
I would love to have him smoke that in public, and people ask him, "Hey, what are you smoking?"
Oh, what is that you're smoking? Oh, the Edition Limitada Fist Me Daddy.
You know what's funny? You guys when you had that episode, you said that a lot. He's smoking a Fist Me Daddy. Evan, what are you smoking? A Fist Me Daddy. But you never told me what Vitola it was.
We tried.
Oh, I mean,
we tried
it was
to
your old man arm.
it was like a Corona Gorda, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Again, it was a punch, normal, what they have. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
I mean, it looked comfortable in his mouth.
uh, he
Uh,
looked a
the
little
guy,
small for his
the,
mouth.
the guy's like 8'9".
Yeah.
He is. He's so
I could get
deceivingly tall.
I could get a pile from the job site and it would look small in his hands.
So I've never actually paid attention to his height or anything because I don't give a fuck, whatever. But when I walked in, the first time I saw him, he just stepped out of this Jeep. He wasn't waiting, standing up. He just stepped out of his Jeep, and I'm like, holy fucking tall. Yeah,
It was such a romantic pickup at the airport.
yeah.
Oh, dude, it looked it. It looked it. You don't know how bad it hurt me. I didn't make that trip. I was happy for you guys. That was good stuff, man. I like that.
I mean, it hurt a lot more people that went there.
Oh,
Solid
yeah.
point.
We had somebody get knocked out by a pallet, almost die. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling people, if nobody would have found him, what would have happened?
Yeah, he was left in the snow for like 15 minutes almost.
You guys would have been like, hey, look at this. We got more cigars. Who brought these?
Yeah.
All right, well, fuck it. Let's smoke it.
Yeah. We got cigars in a frozen body that we got to get rid of. Let's burn it.
It would have been like a weekend with Bernie. You just sit him in a chair in the middle and you guys start moving his hands like he's alive.
Evil 19 for sure.
Oh. One thing I got to bring up to you, Paul, is what the fuck is up with people trying to steal your fucking photos and shit and just imitate you and fucking not mock your photos, but I see people trying to redo them. It looks like shit.
Dude,
I don't know.
There's no imitating Paul's photos. They're fantastic. He's one of my favorite photographers.
Oh, yeah. But that's the thing. It's like people try to post like a photo just like it. It's like, oh, I found this way on fucking Google how to do what Paul did. And they do it. And it's just like, what the fuck is that? Like, you got a fucking coat hanger going through your cigar, fucking holding it up in the air, trying to make it look like it's floating.
I'll be honest with you. I don't. If somebody else does something that I do, then more power to them. I mean, I like to. I spend more of my time just trying to come up with something creative, so that whatever I put out there is worth looking at. I don't want my page to be the scroll page where people just scroll past it.
And then
I want them to take a look at it.
Just this cigar in a hand, cigar in every page, cigar in a hand,
Yeah,
cigar
right.
in a hand, cigar in a hand. I was like, okay, that's
like that's one of the reasons why I like what J-Dub would do even before I got to meet him or know him or see what the fuck he looks like. I'm like, look at this guy. He takes good, crisp, clean shots. And this is going back to a time where people, they weren't even focused on a cigar. The cigar would be blurry and the background would be exposed. And he was taking nice, crisp. The lighting was perfect. And I could appreciate that, And, whatever. People, I asked Mo this one time. I said, somebody I know just got pissed off because they had a lot of pictures taken off their site and, ripped off. And nobody, they claimed him as if it was theirs. And, of course, no credit was given to him. He's like, yeah, that's fucked up. I said, you know what? I almost feel like a jerk because nobody's tried to steal my shit. He goes, yeah, this was the biggest compliment I ever got. He goes, yeah, because your stuff is so different. If anybody tries stealing what you have, that person's going to get called out like a motherfucker. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, listen, man, you can't come up with an idea. That's I got no problem. It is what it is. But you got to be better. You got to be better than how I'm going to do it. If you can do it better than how I do it, then you'll catch my attention. But until then, I haven't even noticed anybody ripping off my shit.
Fuck. So that's why you're listening to the other podcast with a symbol like ours.
No, I'll be honest with you. I listen to this other podcast. When I listen to them, I don't listen to them regularly. I listen to them when they have somebody on that I want to listen to. Like they had Skip from Roma Craft on. Skip does great interviews. So they did a good interview with him, So not every one of their podcasts are awesome. A lot of them are super corny, but some of them are really good. They sound like really nice, down to earth boys.
Oh,
But
I
with,
was talking about another podcast. There's a ton of cigar podcasts out there, but there's only one cigar reality podcast.
Well, we're not really a cigar podcast. We're a podcast about cigar smokers. Really not.
We're the equivalent of like Jersey Shore meets the Hills, but cigars.
yeah, you know what, JW, you bring up an interesting point. This is the show for the people by the people, right?
Yeah.
So while cigars are attached, the cigar isn't the main focus like other podcasts are. Yours is focused on the people, which is one of the things why I love cigars.
Right.
Is the people.
And we're not going to bring on somebody that reads off a script, right? And we're not going to bring on somebody. We want somebody that's interesting, somebody that people want to get to know, somebody they want to see their face behind something. And yes, it's going to be something in their cigar world because that's what brought us together, and that's what it is. But it's never going to be. We're not going to talk an hour about a cigar. Never. That's stupid. Is your cigar good?
You can only.
Yeah, good. Let's move on.
You can only listen to so much of what's involved in that one cigar. It's I don't know. Like I said earlier, I'm pretty fired up about what I heard from this podcast last week.
Yeah, let's get into it, man.
So I don't want to cut you guys off because this is your show. I'm just a guest. But if you're ready and willing, then I'm ready and willing to fire off my my thoughts and ideas to you.
Definitely. Before we do that, what are you drinking,
No
JP?
pun intended.
What are you drinking, JP?
Actually, I am drinking local, Buffalo, New York local raspberry sour ale. JW, you'd actually be all over this.
Damn, dude, that's a damn good color on that.
6%.
That's gorgeous.
It looks hazy as fuck.
It's honestly one of like my preferred sours, and it just happens to be that we get it regularly in Buffalo. I gotta send you guys some.
What's the alcohol percentage?
I believe it's. Sorry, I said it was 6%. It's actually 7%.
That's
wow,
pretty high
Yeah.
for sour.
And you're 9%.
I'm at 9%.
Yeah,
At best.
yeah.
And I'm 1%.
That's on a work day when you're not drinking.
Yeah. Well, I sit around usually at 69%.
So, are you drinking anything? Paul, are you smoking? You are smoking, but what are you smoking?
Yeah. So
Actually, did you tell us what you're smoking?
No, yeah.
no, I didn't.
Okay, I was gonna say, fuck, did I forget?
Nah, it's all right. So I did this pairing last week, and I had to revisit it again because it was so damn good. I had to just check to see if it's good. It's just I think this is going to be a regular pairing for me. But the Viva La Vida Reserva and Willet that comes in that pot still bottle, just the two together are phenomenal. Definitely worth trying out if you guys want to do something different.
You know what? We gotta shout out to Samir.
Samir.
Yeah.
OG.
Shout out to Samir. Samir hooked us up with some cigars. And I believe that was actually
OG
before the
IG
show.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. So Samir, I love Samir. He's one of the OG IG guys. Definitely.
Oh, Samir's awesome. He's one of the great New York guys, man. I love that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was, to be honest, I was getting tired of getting all these California people on the show. It's like, where are you from, California? Fuck. Where are you from, California? Fuck. I have to go random about California again and again.
That's the thing. J-Dub's time zone and mine isn't really much difference. It's an hour. Big deal. But then you get guys that are 2-3 hours behind us, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so when they want to do it, it's like 7 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever. So it's like,
Yeah.
So
and it's just like, if it takes us an hour to get going, now it's an hour fucking even later.
Yeah.
So
that's why you got to have more guys from the city that never sleeps. We're always ready.
And New York, BOT.
You're in Las Vegas?
Fuck Las Vegas.
Or is that San Francisco?
San Francisco. Will you see any homeless people sitting around here?
Oh, San Francisco is the city that never swallows.
No, San Francisco is the city where people take shits in the street. So
well, it's all downhill.
Wait.
I should feel at home there.
You should, because I heard your stories about New York and shit in the back of the Jeep.
Are you drinking Arbor 10-year or is that Widow Jane?
No, it's Arbor 16.
Oh, fuck, 16. I don't even think I've actually ever seen the 16 in real life.
Well, now you have. There you go.
Yeah, boom. There it is. How's the 16? Because maybe it's the 12 that I have.
It's great, man. I enjoy it. It's neat. So,
But,
anyways, digress. And of course,
little
I'm
bit
smoking a
sidetracked.
Rocky Patel. By the way, Rocky Patel, the decade, I'm not getting any bitterness, any rough bitterness from it. And I'm like maybe an inch in. The draw is very, very, very loose. I don't like that. It's like I said, it's like drawing on, sucking on air, like through a straw. But unlike so far, no bitterness, pretty, not a lot of flavor, but smokable for sure.
Yeah, I'm a very easy draw. It's when you tell somebody that you're like, I smoke cigars, and they're like, ugh, cigars. What they think it tastes like is what this tastes like. It's like the generic cigar tasting cigar.
Yeah, I'm getting some, it's getting a little rough, but little burnt flavors. But anyways,
With that being said, it's like
That'd
my
be-
5th cigar today, though, so I don't know. But
What are you cutting back?
yeah, I've been trying to ease up. It's the weekend.
Yo, speaking of how many cigars in one day, I couldn't believe how much. What's his name again? Brian smoked in that one day. What did he say? Like 18, 17, 18 or something like that? Whew. By the
in a
way,
24-hour day.
what a great guy to have on. He was such a nice guy to listen to.
He's
Yeah.
an OG.
He's-
He's really, really nice guy.
Jada picked him up on the street corner, too.
I did.
A little side
I
piece
had
action.
I had dinner with him and the Esteban Carrera rep, which is, by the way, I don't really care for his cigars, or their cigars, whatever. But
Shout out to them, I guess.
But the cigar rep he's my hero, man. He's like this one dude that's like a sniper and shit. So he's got shit ton of cool stuff to show me. Let's just leave it at that.
Like a legit sniper.
Move over, Ollie.
Or like a cigar sniper or like a legit sniper?
No, like legit. Let's just leave it at that because I don't want to give up too much. But,
Okay.
But yeah,
does he fall? Does he fall under the title of man candy?
No.
Man, can he do the balloon trick?
No.
Then Ollie still has a special place in my heart.
Yeah. If we got to do a vote here right now, who has seen the balloon trick here?
2 out of 3.
Me and J-Dub saw it together.
Which one?
I'm not trick.
Was I drunk?
We saw it at Jerry Herf.
I must have been drunk. I don't remember it.
That's when Minato was making those mojitos.
Oh, yeah. I definitely don't remember half of that day.
So, what I got to do is tomorrow I'm going to get Oliver to send you a video of him doing the balloon trick.
Okay. I might remember it later, but I vaguely remember.
Oh, you'll remember in the morning when you wake up to this.
So, no, and after I listened to that United Cigars, I was like, man, how did I meet Ollie? And I remember when I actually met him because he was man candy at the Jerry Herf, and I was like, who the fuck is this dude? And then he hands me a Lord Byron, a Bandolero, and an Atabey. And I was like, oh, thanks, dude. Whatever. I've never heard of United Cigars prior to that year or that. And I kept in my humidor for like 3-4 months. I was like, whatever. I had them in. And then I lit up that fucking Atabey and I was like, oh my God, who the fuck is this guy? I need to know this guy. Yeah, that's.
Yo, he walked into that backyard with a swagger.
He did. And
he walked into Jerry's backyard and I said, oh shit, is this the real owner of the house? That's Ollie, man.
And he had like a bundle, man, of fucking Lord Byrons. And again, at that time, I had no idea that was like a $30 cigar. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take one. Put it in my back pocket and sat on it and shit. I don't care.
Is it safe to say Oliver is a certified DILF?
Oh, he's definitely a RILF rep.
Ralph.
A RILF.
A Ralph.
For sure, he's a RILF.
A Ralph.
That's awesome.
If there's any reps out there listening to this, you got to get on the Ralph level.
You know what's
It's
funny?
hard.
I bet
It's
on the
hard.
back of J Dub's truck, he has the stick figure family and Ollie on the end.
Oh yeah. As my side piece. To get the wife, the
Uh,
kids.
And I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm just pissed that you have Ollie closer to you and your stick figure family than I have him in mine.
Hey, in my family, he's fucking looks like he's walking me like I'm the dog with the chain around my neck.
In your family, your dad comes to you and says, "Hey son, your dad wants to talk to you. He's in the other room."
Yeah. I'm from Canada, not Oklahoma.
Arkansas, you mean?
I mean,
Shout out to incest.
Oh man!
all right. Let's,
Instead of plenty of fish, it's not enough fish.com.
yeah.
Incestry.com, whatever they said.
Yeah,
That
You know what
show.
they say? It's like fucking fish in a barrel.
yeah, we don't really have a family tree. We have more like a family soccer ball. It's round.
Okay.
It's a family fucking potato tree or potato whatever. Not a potato tree. A potato. What? How the fuck do potatoes grow? What is it called? A potato. What is it like a potato plant?
All I know
It's
is
a
you lost
root.
me a potato tree.
Potato.
Yeah, my favorite color is potato.
I'm pretty sure storks deliver potatoes to grocery stores.
I mean, they must.
Yeah, I've never seen a potato tree. Have you?
No, but like what is it called? A potato vineyard? Or potato? No, a potato patch.
Hey, come over here to my potato vineyard. I got my small patch potatoes.
From 1925. I've been growing these, aging them.
They're shade sun grown.
Hey, you guys laugh, but none of you guys know the answers to what a fucking patch of potatoes is called.
Yeah, that's the reason why none of us would bring this fucking subject up.
It was just bothering me.
I know it's a root, and I know it grows on the ground. That's all I know. Anyways.
Wow. As soon as this show's done, I'm fucking Googling that.
You should. All right.
I put $30 that you'll forget.
All right. Enough. I want to hear what Polly has to say.
I'll double you up.
All right.
All right, guys.
All right. So you were listening to another fucking podcast the other week, which actually hurts my feelings a lot.
It shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. I listen to each episode like twice. And then what am I left with? So
It's all right, man. We're not the only
You're
one.
left with a soft dick and a sore hand.
and that's before each episode.
Yeah. That's just trying to open up Spotify.
Oh boy.
Why did I set my phone lock for fingerprints?
Oh boy, no, face recognition.
Yeah.
Shout out to iPhone for face recognition working while I'm having a cigar. I unlock my cigar my phone with a cigar in my mouth all the time.
Can you do face recognition with a butthole?
Yeah, you just have to put a beard on it.
Well, it's already there. I mean, it's more of a goatee, but
What a nutbag.
guys,
My man goes redneck up.
my phone. I'm unlocking my phone.
He goes redneck up top and guinea down below.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Guys, don't message me tomorrow at all because I might be trying to unlock my phone.
Meanwhile, you get the message that pops up on the screen that says, "Stop clenching, JP. We can't open a phone."
No, it says open your eyes.
Every time you clench, we can't read your face.
Smile. There's shit in your teeth. All right. I don't even know how the fuck we started talking about using a butthole as a fucking face fucking unlocker.
I can tell you right now, it started with potatoes and trees.
Yeah. All right. So you listen to
for the 10th sign.
So you listened to another fucking podcast a week ago,
which is okay.
Like 5 days ago.
Totally done with that.
5 business days ago.
Okay, so let me preface this, all right, because typically when one talks about another show, somebody else, whatever the case is, it always gets either taken the wrong way or whatever. I'm here to let you know that this is going to be done in the utmost respectful way. I completely disagree with what was said, and I feel that it's incumbent upon me
You're entitled to your opinion.
to speak this. So I'll even mention the show because I'm not, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not throwing any shade at these guys. Like I said, I listen to them every once in a while. But it was the Hot Ticket podcast, and they had Erica on, who's, I guess, the creative or marketing director for Cornelius and Anthony. I'm not going to shit on their cigars. They put out good cigars. The one thing I didn't get, and this is off topic, Daddy Mac.
Yes?
Everybody loves the Daddy Mac. I don't. I love the Venganza. The Venganza is a killer of a cigar. That cigar is awesome. But anyway, with that said, while they had her on, they were gearing the conversation towards women in cigars. And one of the questions they asked her was, do you feel accepted when you go into a cigar store, right? Because it's pretty much cigar smoking was male dominated. So are you well integrated, let's say, when you go into a cigar store? And she came up with the answer of it's 50-50. And right there, bells are going off in my head. 50-50. How can that be? So she says when she walks in, she usually will get like somebody behind the counter. We won't call them a tobacconist, but she'll say, they'll say, oh, what would you like, a flavored cigar? And instantly she takes that as they don't think I know what the fuck I'm doing. Whatever. But let me finish my point before we go off topic here, because I think it's important. So she says that she likes to go through this whole thing and she'll say, oh, I see you don't have this and I see you don't have that, which she's showing him that I have knowledge of cigars. And then she'll tell him, oh, this is my flavor profile. Can you recommend something? Knowing that this guy can't do it. And she goes, because then it makes them feel shitty. Why do you want to make somebody else feel shitty? All right, maybe this guy is in his position just because he needs a job. Not everybody working behind the counter is a tobacconist. And guess what? The cigar industry doesn't pay enough for most of these people behind the counter to be concerned about what's behind, in their humidors. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so it's like, do you expect a sommelier every time you go to a restaurant to pick out a wine for you? I mean, what the hell?
I'm going to give you my perspective, because when I look back on it, her perspective as a woman, very close. It parallels to my perspective as a guy going into a cigar store. I would go in and they would recommend, first of all, before somebody would even help me, it was ridiculous. They would just, some kid just walk in. Imagine 21, 22, 23, 24-year-old dude just walks in. They pay me no mind. Then they finally come back in there. And, I'm just like, yeah, what do you guys got? You guys got anything interesting, anything different, anything new? And believe it or not, the number one cigar they would pull out of their ass is a Montesino. And I'm like, you guys got to be kidding me. In my head, I'd say, you got to be kidding me. So I go, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I would go in there, spend $200 every Saturday. Go and spend $200, right? Now you know me. Now you know I'm a serious cigar guy, and I expect a little better treatment, okay? But listen, you read a book by cover, that's fine. A lot of people do. There's no hating on that.
If you have that knowledge about cigars, why are you asking the person that doesn't have knowledge about cigars about what they have?
Well, because her point was, you think I'm an asshole because you think I want a flavored cigar. So now I'm going to make you feel shitty for thinking that way about me. But what is she a mind reader?
No.
Is she sure? Maybe that's all they know to offer because that's not their main job. And let me get back to this whole cigar smoking is a male dominated thing.
Well,
right?
That's
I'm gonna tell you a little
was male
story.
dominated 50 years
Everything
ago.
was.
Everything was.
But watch this. You don't think yoga is female dominated? But you don't hear guys complaining about that or saying how they need male guys in yoga. You know why?
Guys,
nobody cares.
Why are there not more male guys in yoga? Let's go take that over.
Yeah. But so to get back to this whole thing about women in cigars, yeah. But guess what? I don't think their experience is any different from what most guys' experiences are, right? So, for instance, they talked about lounges. And she would say, you have some lounges that love when women come in. They embrace when a woman comes in. Guess what? A cigar lounge embraces one thing, and that's your dollar. And if they put in a good dollar to make that place enjoyable, then they don't care what comes in through the door. That's the honest truth. Now, this is the problem I have. She says that sometimes you can go into a cigar lounge and because that atmosphere is shitty and the people are negative, it can really fuck up your cigar. And she emphasizes, fucked up your cigar, right? No. Some of the best shops that really turned around in my experience was I went to the ones that were shitty and I got to meet really great people. But guess what? You know what the difference was? I actually spent the time to go in there to meet the people. All right? I didn't have 1 or 2 or 3 bad, shitty experiences. I had like 10, 15, 20 until people were like, hey, you know what? This guy comes here a lot. Let's get to know him. Think about it. These guys are in there 3-4 nights a week or 3-4 times a week. That's their second home. And I'm just going to come in and expect them to embrace me. I mean, it's the most ridiculous, absurd suggestion, and it sounds like you want the owner of the place to walk you in there and greet you to everybody and say, oh, everybody, ask her what she's smoking and ask her opinion on it and ask her this and ask her that.
And I need it. That's one of those things. If you walk in there with a chip on your shoulder, people don't give a fuck and they'll knock that chip off.
Well, I mean, but I think going back to why are we going to be confrontational? Like, I don't know about y'all, but I've had that experience where I walk in and people are offering me shit cigars from the people working there. And I don't take it too hard though. And you know, I can't say I'm in anybody's place but I can tell you from my experience, that's happened to me where they say, oh, try this cigar. Do you like this? Do you like that? You know, and I look at them and it's like, dude, it's okay. I got it. I know what I'm looking for. But I'm not confrontational about it. And I wouldn't try to make someone feel like shit just because they made an assumption. And I've been called a cigar nerd before, but I don't walk in with a big dick in a cigar shop. Oh, I know what I'm talking about.
Is it just me, or can't you just almost expect that people are going to have preconceived notions of you?
Yeah.
And it seems like if they're not of the utmost preconceived notions, that now you have to make them feel shitty. I never understood that attitude. Like for instance, when I would go into a cigar store, right? If I go into a cigar store, right, and they would pay me no mind, let's say, or even if they treated me like a dick. I've been to a lot of places where they paid me no mind and completely treated me like an asshole until they got to know me. So I had to put in the time for that to happen. Okay. So what I would do is, like I would say, I'd first go in there. It was a thing. Every Saturday, $200, $200, $200. And if their attitude still didn't change, then I would call my buddy up and I'd say, hey, listen, let's grab your dad's Phantom. And I want to go to the cigar store. And he was always for this. And he'd be like, yeah, no problem. We'd pull up right in front of the store. Before we even walked in, people were talking about the car before we walked in. And then you know what happened? The red carpet came out. Oh, can we get you guys a coffee? Can we get you an espresso? Have a seat in our lounge. Wait. You never even offered me to sit in your lounge. I didn't know if it was public or private. Now, all of a sudden, because you see the car that I came in, that it's open to me. So I never took that to heart. But I understand that that's what people do, whether in business, out of business, personally. So you got to cut people some slack and stop trying to make them feel shitty because they may have a preconceived notion.
Exactly. So you're a car salesman, right? You got a guy looking at a fucking brand new Cadillac Escalade, and you got a guy looking at a Chevy Cruze. What are you going to do?
Yeah. You think the guy's a broke bastard.
Yeah. I mean, you're fucking hoping the guy with the Escalade doesn't want to leave.
And I think we all have those whatever, what do you call those? You know, just the thoughts about, okay, yeah, he's got money, he's going to spend money, and we're going to treat people like that. So, past that, I think we're past that. I think we just need to acknowledge, you know, for those who do smoke regularly, for those who do smoke, try not to be confrontational, try not to make people feel like shit. Own them.
So
and then be like,
this
you know
is
what? No, it's okay. I don't smoke that shit. I smoke this shit. Oh, okay. So you like that? Yeah. I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And move on.
See, I can respect that. That's the first topic. The second topic was she talked about she mentioned up cigar sluts. Now I can only assume that she heard it from your show.
We've said that a couple of
J-Dub,
times.
who has said it first?
We did back in the day.
We fucking did.
So she says that, and this is what amazed me was that's why I said these guys are nice boys. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I just don't think they've been around long enough. Because they say the same thing. Oh yeah, me and my brother talk about it all the time. We feel that women are being objectified, and is there ever going to become a time when a woman can smoke a cigar and it's not, a sexualized object? And so, of course, she fed right into that line, and she said that you have these cigar sluts out there that are exposing their bodies and they're taking advantage and they're getting free shit. And she says that they're fucking up the industry. She says she said it twice to double down on it, that they're really fucking up the industry. Now, this is my problem. Number one, you don't want to name names? I have a problem with that. Okay? Don't expect to know that I know who they are. I'm gonna put this out there, okay? And I'll take the heat for it. I really don't care. I'm gonna assume, because you don't mention a name, that you're gonna say Cigar Vixen. Now, if that happens to be correct, how is she fucking up the game? Tell me.
I'm going to be the first to say this, and let me say a couple things about Cigar Vixen. All right? First off, for all the fucking women that listen, Cigar Vixen has fucking paved the way for women. Whether it's classy, whether it's not classy, whatever. But as far as you could go back, who's it been?
Well, that's why I say I bring up her name. I'm not saying that she is. I just bring up her name because she's the only one that I can imagine that somebody would be jealous of, to attack them and say they're really fucking up the industry. How are they fucking up the industry? You can't throw something out there like that and then not expand. Yeah, and not expand on how it is, because now you're just asking me to buy what you're selling me without seeing any product. What is that?
Yeah, I mean, there is a bunch out there. Like, I try to follow them all on the Instagram account just for material. And I mean, you do have, there's some out there. Sweetie McGee, right? Dude, she's always got her big fucking tits rocking out. I'll say this to her face, but you know what? She could tell me any blend in a fucking cigar if I ask her about it. So she knows her shit. But yeah, she's got her tits out. Big fucking deal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think there's a problem there.
But see, here's the thing. If you're gonna put out, your tits, or if you're a man, your pecs, right, out there, and you're
I
gonna
put
get
my
What,
dick out.
if
Like,
you're gonna put out your dick,
what do you mean?
if you're gonna put it out there on
I'm
Instagram,
not putting
right?
anything out there.
Right? No,
oh,
there
there
you
it is.
go. I've seen your pecs, bro. They're nice.
Side note:
Right.
one day in the summer, I herfed with Paulie, and he didn't have his shirt on,
Oh,
and he just kept bouncing his pecs like nonchalant.
that's what you should
Just
do.
trying to get your hands off them.
Look,
Yeah.
and it's not the cigar industry. It's not this or this, not. It's just the mentality, the social media mentality. That's it.
Right.
The social media mentality. If I put out something that men like, I'm gonna get likes and followers. That's why you
Right.
do it. You do it all not for the gram. You do it for the like, right? You do it for the
What
like.
sells? What sells?
It's what sells, and people and
It's fucking
girls
life.
are gonna do it.
That's fucking life.
I agree. At the same time, if I don't like it, I don't follow it. That's not ruining my experience with a cigar because it's not in
Okay,
it's
then let
not
me
in my
take it
feed. It's not in my feed, so it's not going to ruin my cigar because I don't follow
You're
that
like
shit.
you're exactly like me. So let me bring this up to you because in her opinion, she says that there's other girls out there that put out great content and they don't get the recognition that these girls do. Okay, and these girls, she doesn't want to see this, so these girls should get out the way, according to her.
No, and
I think that's wrong. You can't tell somebody to do that.
No,
you know
I
why
wouldn't
it's
tell
wrong?
a guy to do that.
Okay.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
These girls that started taking these, explicit photos or whatever, they started doing something different, something that works, something that is attracting people, something that's getting people's attention, whether it's the good people, the bad people, or all the people. They got their fucking attention.
And
Right.
and I think that a lot of their following, and they're not even cigar smoker followers. They're just
J-Dub.
men who enjoy some skin, right?
If J-Dub, if some normally dressed chick in a fucking two-piece suit rolls up in a Mercedes Benz and parks beside me, and then another chick wearing a fucking thong bikini rolls up in a Corvette on the other side of me and goes, "Which one do you want to get in?" There's a fucking good chance I'm getting in that fucking Corvette. I don't even like Corvettes. But
Well, so we got.
There's a
one
third
top-
option. There's
yeah,
the convertible Fiero with 3 men in there
or it was Evan picking me up in the Volvo.
in the Volvo station wagon.
I think Evan is picking up the Volvo and you.
Actually, last week I saw him actually get out of a Volvo hatchback. Funniest shit ever. I don't know why I didn't record it, and I watched the whole thing through the front window in my house.
You have to. That guy's an ogre.
Listen. This is my favorite year. My favorite phrase of 2018. You do you, and I do me. Live and let live. It's not
Right. So see, you nailed it, and I don't know if I'm conveying this properly to you guys, if it's coming off clear enough. And like I said again, this is no disrespect to the Hot Ticket Podcast boys or Erica. I don't know her. I know somebody that she knows, and so like I said, if I knew her personally, these are the exact things that I would tell her if I knew her. Okay. And now, she wants to put out a show, a podcast. I wish her all the best and great success. She's got a great voice for podcasts, by the way, guys. But if you're going to bring up topics like this, guess who's not listening? I'm definitely not listening. And guys that think like me aren't listening. And I'm going to tell you why. And this brings me to number 3. And it goes to what kind of like what J-Dub said, that we need more women smoking cigars. Okay. I was in Davidoff, and no, nobody would. Everybody would love. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter. If you had a bulldog came in and was smoking a cigar, I would love to see that shit.
That's what sells more than women with anything is a fucking bulldog.
Yeah, I know. I had one.
Dude, a bulldog playing pool. How good is that picture? Bulldogs playing pool?
Like Homer said, it's a dog and it's smoking a cigar.
Yeah, which by the way, rest in peace, little big fat.
Yeah,
I got to pour a little out for him.
This one's for LBF.
But so anyway, this is gonna go into my third point. So you brought up about more women smoking cigars, right? And my point is, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. This is the issue. I was in Davidoff in Midtown about 2004. And I'm upstairs smoking a cigar, and this woman and gentleman walk in. And you know how it turns out, everybody starts their own thing, and then 10, 15 minutes later, everybody's talking. So we're talking to them, and it turns out it was her brother, and he lives in the city, and she lives in Chicago. She's some, big shot lawyer. So while we're talking, I said to her, oh, wow. An LG, she was smoking an LG Lusitano. That cigar was hot at that time. I said, LG Lusitano, huh? I said, wow, that is a powerhouse of a cigar. It's awesome. Good for you. And she looked at me and she says, wow, do you say that because I'm a woman? I said, no. I said, if you were a guy smoking that, I would have said the same thing. That's a very strong cigar. And she said, oh. I said, but I'm curious. Why do you say that? She goes, because women have been smoking cigars for a long time, honey. We've been here. And, this is no longer a male-dominated thing. But if you listen to that Hot Ticket podcast show, it would sound like we were living in the 60s and it was Mad Men. Like we were on a set of Mad Men. We were smacking women as soon as they were coming in. We were like, oh, look at this silly bro picking out a cigar. I mean, it's the most ridiculous shit I ever heard in my life.
To be honest, they're from Ohio, and that basically is the 60s.
Well, this is the other issue is that they're saying that there's this new wave coming through and that the cigar industry is changing. The cigar industry is changing, yes. But do you forget in, what was it, like 94 or 95 when Demi Moore was on a cover of Cigar Aficionado?
Oh, yeah.
And in 97 when Claudia Schiffer was on a cover of Cigar Aficionado? And how about all the girls before them that smoked cigars and all the women that were there before them that smoked cigar?
Dude,
right.
J-Lo.
But take the celebrities out of it, okay? I know that in 2002, when I was going to different cigar lounges, there was no surprise for me to see a female cigar smoker. It's not like I walked in and I was like, oh, wow, look at this. This is awesome. They got a woman here smoking a cigar. It never blew my mind because that woman was right. We've been here for a while. Dude, we've been doing this for a while.
You know what? I got to be honest, right? So, wherever I go away on fucking vacation, I'll go away and obviously the wife's with me. It's vacation. We go into a cigar lounge. Dude, I'm asking her to get me stuff from people in the cigar lounge because everybody's like, oh, what do you need? You want a glass of wine? You want this? You want that? You want this? You want that? And there I am. I'm like, hey, like, Paul, can you grab me a beer? Can you nobody's offering me shit. I just want a glass. Everybody's fucking rolling out everything for her.
So how about this? I'm going to go one more example just to show you. Maybe this, I do this in hopes that maybe she'll hear this and it'll help her. And I don't mean that in a condescending way at all. I'm just trying to tell her, listen, you have these perspectives and you think that you receive these perspectives because you're a female. And I'm going to tell you that from a guy, these perspectives are the same. And maybe even a little more harsh than what you've...
Is going to fucking get it. I've asked myself like 6 times. Sorry, Paul.
I bet you that I've been treated worse in a cigar store than she has. And here's a good story. When I moved out here, I used to go to this place a couple towns over. I'm not going to name the store, but I'll say where it is. It's in Larchmont. People out here will figure out who it is.
Do I know where it is?
No. And I would go in there, and this guy would treat me like a complete jerk off. Okay. And I knew that. The instant I walked in there, you could feel it. He looked down on me. He talked to me like an idiot. So I said, okay, I did the typical routine. This guy's going to know me, and he's going to know me good. Every Saturday I'm coming in, it's $200. So I would do that, $200, $200, $200. And still, you know what he would do? He would give me these bullshit cigars he would recommend to get it off his shelves and tell me, oh, this is new, this is old. No, dude, it's not new. It's been out for 5 years, and it's garbage. And I would tell him that. And then he stopped offering me cigars, and he gave me a nickname. And it really pissed me off. And every time I was there and he would talk to me, he would call me, oh, hey, bots. Hey, bots. Listen, jerk off. You know my name, okay? I've spent over $3,000 with you in a very short amount of time. I know you don't get that often. And you have the balls to call me bots. Hey, bots, hey, bots, hey, bots. And I told him one time, please, don't call me that. I don't like it. Hey, bot, hey, bots, hey, bots. Right? And
What does that mean?
it means crazy in Italian.
Oh.
And because I would go in there and I had knowledge. I didn't need to ask questions and I didn't need to make him feel like an idiot. But I'd go in there and I would spend it, like I said, I would spend a decent dollar. On average, it was 200. Sometimes it was more than that. So then what this guy does is he tries to get on my good side. And then one day I go in there and he says, listen, I have a connection. My cousin is a Cuban diplomat and I get Cuban cigars. So he goes, you interested? So I said, listen, man, to be honest with you, I'm not a big Cuban guy. No, but you got to see. So I said, all right, listen, this guy's going into his private stash now, right? He's not supposed to really be selling these cigars. I said, this guy's trying to, he's trying to extend a friendly gesture to me. So I'm not going to turn it down. So I said, yeah, all right, let me see what you got. Shows me these Cubans, $40 a piece. I buy 6 of them on top of what I already bought. I post a cigar on Instagram. Somebody tells me that they're fake. Turns out they were really good fakes, okay? So he knows that they're fake. And now he just treated me like a big jerk off again. So I go into the store and I tell him the whole scenario that went down because I actually got into an argument with somebody about it, which I ended up going back to apologize for. And the guy was real cool about it. But I told him, I said, listen, I don't want a refund. You got to stop selling this shit to people. Get these off your shelves. This is an embarrassment. You should be embarrassed what you're doing. Treated me like a jerk off. See you later. Never went back to that store again. Never went back to that store again. So you're telling me that she walks 50% of the time she walks into a cigar lounge, she gets treated like that? She gets some bullshit nickname attached to her by the owner of the shop? I don't think so. So this is, again, I know I'm coming off and this is just the way I talk. I'm not trying to shit on Erica. I'm not trying to shit on her because, truth be told, I think personally I would like her. I just disagree with her whole stance and this whole thing, how the cigar movement is changing because women are now starting to become part of it. And the only reason why we haven't become more a part of it or have had more of an influence is because these cigar sluts are fucking us up.
Because they're
how.
stealing your likes, they're stealing your followers, or what?
Not become better. That would be like me saying that guy that used to do the drips of the coffee where like the coffee splashes that usually whatever his name was.
Whoever the fuck this guy is, he has been talked about on so many fucking podcasts.
Right, but watch this.
He's a legend.
That would be like,
remember his name.
What she's saying would be like me saying, "Oh, he's fucking up social media because he uses Photoshop."
Yeah.
No, you know what happened? I came up with more different ideas. I did things he wasn't doing. I learned Photoshop. I learned Premiere Pro. He didn't do videos. I got involved in video editing. I got involved in different things. So that was the other thing that bothered me was she was saying that these other girls that aren't sluts deserve the companies and these cigar stores to give them the credit. Deserve? What's with this entitlement attitude? Nobody deserves anything in life. You go out there, you bust your ass, and you do it for yourself. And nobody deserves anything, and I include myself in that. Anything you get is from the grace of somebody else. And so stop with this deserved nonsense.
Dude, at the end of the day, you need to utilize what you have. Whether it's a great set of tits or it's your fucking brain or it's your your wit or it's
you say that,
whatever you have.
You say utilize it for what? For likes? Come on, dude. That's
wait a minute. For her, I'll give her the pass because it's really not for likes because she's actually in the industry as a creative director. So for her, it's more of a business thing. All right.
Right.
It's
but
not.
It's business. She already has what these women want.
Yeah, right. But I want to know. You say fucking it up. Fucking it up how? You have to expand upon that. I don't buy it when you just say that and then you run away.
And that's the thing. So what if one of these cigar sluts were pumping her brand? What if they were pumping her brand, always promoting her brand? Then what?
All about it. All about it.
Yeah. Then
I'd
what?
put money on it.
Right?
I'd put money on it. Put money on it. Cigar Vixen came out tomorrow and said, "Oh, from now on, all I'm smoking is a Daddy Mac, and I don't receive anything from Cornelius Anthony." Guess who's going to be the first one to DM her? Hey, that's a gorgeous picture you just put up. Way to go!
Not even.
And I wouldn't even
be able to see that shit right in the comments.
I wouldn't even blame her for doing that. But what I'm saying is that you can't tell people to get out the way.
Yeah.
That's become better at what you do and become different to set yourself apart.
Dude, life's a highway. You got to learn how to get into the fucking fast lane. You got to learn how to get ahead.
So I attribute this to just being young, right? She has, I think, about 9 years in the cigar world. I'm coming up on 20, and I'm not saying that I know more than she does about cigars, because truth be told, I would put money that she knows more about cigars than I do. But I have the experience of being around. And she's talking about these experiences, and they sound similar. So from the perspective of a woman, I don't really necessarily know how different they are from mine. I mean, am I wrong? Am I going overboard? That's why I'm bringing this up to you guys, because I don't walk around life saying that I'm right about everything.
No, I definitely think, bottom line, I think where you're coming from, you're saying don't have a victim mentality, don't have an entitlement mentality in what you say. And in my opinion, it's simple as that. It's not, I can't say I'm going to put myself in women's shoes. You know, if it's on a Saturday and I have a lot of drinks, maybe, yes.
I've actually seen a picture of J-Dub in women's shoes, from his calves down.
Right. So.
So you're telling me there could be an Oscar De La Hoya J-Dub picture out there?
Yes, but that's a different podcast that I do, and I'll share the link with you guys later. J-Dub's high heels. Anyways.
What's on J-Dub's feet?
What's in J-Dub's?
What's in Evan's mouth and what's on J-Dub's feet?
Yes.
No, what's in Evan's mouth and what inch is J-Dub's pumps?
6 inches, bro. You gotta.
No. Listen.
Because that's what I'm buying your drinks.
Don't be disrespectful. What Vitola are J-Dub pumps?
FMPs, all that matters. So, all right. So back to reality, right? I think that's what you're saying, and I do agree to the fact that, one, it's not. I don't know if it's a women's thing, but I've had that before. People come in and they don't think that I smoke good shit or that I know about my stuff. But I think that's because a lot of the cigar community in the lounges, that's the way they are. I still go to a lounge and people are picking up. There was a guy that I went to a Fox cigar bar in Phoenix, a couple of weeks ago, and I was with Brandon, some dude, biggest black dude that walked in there, and he's smoking a Tatiana, and we're all making fun of him, right? Whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. It was fun, and he was a good guy, and normally I wouldn't call him out on it if the guys didn't know him, but it's not. I think it's a large portion of people that smoke that shit, right? So it's not uncommon for you to be offered a flavored cigar. Number one.
Dude,
number two.
What was the number one selling cigar in fucking North America?
Acids, which again, whatever. That's besides the point. But again, number two, it's not just about that if you're being treated like shit. We all have been in. People, right. I walk in and people don't know anything, don't know me, and they offer me shit cigars. But I call them out immediately to their face. I don't try to belittle them, and I don't try to do that. So I agree with that. I don't try to create an animosity or make myself look better. He's like, no, I'm good, dude, I'm good, right?
A confident person would grab their cigar, not worry about anybody else, the environment, or the negative people, sit down, and maybe get to know these people and figure out why they're negative.
Look at it this way, right?
Hashtag don't be an asshole, smoke Padron.
Yeah.
Today, I go into the cigar shop, right? Nobody offered me any help. Nobody offered me any assistance. Nobody offered me anything. Should I be offended now?
Nah.
Nobody wanted to help me?
I want to be left alone. Nah.
You weren't even offered a flavored cigar.
No.
Nothing.
Yeah, see, there you
I
go.
want to be left alone.
Like I said,
I want to be left
like
alone.
I said, you did worse. You got treated worse than what she did.
I
Because
got
at
treated like
least,
a piece of
I
shit.
know
at
what I
least
want.
she'll get.
I know what I
Nobody
want.
was even looking to assist me today.
At least she'll get a hello
I appreciate
and
that.
an offer of a flavored cigar. You to get shit.
She could, and that's the thing. She could have been like, "No, I like smoking this. Okay, those are over there, right?"
So
Or how about this? How about don't say anything at all?
hashtag
If you see
don't
something
be an
in there
asshole.
you like, you
Smoke the
get it.
drum.
Yeah,
And,
there you
and
go.
with me bringing that up, I'm not knocking you, Nicole. Nicole sees me like every other week, so that's why. But I've been in there before where they literally, the shop I go into, nobody helps someone until they want help.
I appreciate
Right.
that. I don't want
If
people
you're
talking
like-
to me or shouting at me.
They'll
Yeah,
ask you, they're
yeah.
like, "Do you need
I
me to
feel the
grab
same
you
way.
something?" And they'll go, "Yeah, okay. Can you start a tray for me?" That's it. That's the only time they ask you. They don't go, "Oh, are you looking for the flavored cigars? Oh, are you looking for this? Oh, no, they don't."
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel uncomfortable when now. How about this? Nat Sherman in the city, their customer service is awesome, right? But it almost makes you feel uncomfortable because I don't need a salesman hanging over my shoulder as I'm picking out what I'm picking out.
But Paul, I gotta say this. I'm glad this episode is not dropping in the same day as the one that just dropped earlier, because I fucking told the story about how me and you almost got kicked out of fucking Nat Sherman for drinking
You know why we didn't get kicked out?
because you bought a humidor from there.
Yeah, they're not kicking me out. They're not kicking me out.
All right.
I'm a very easy person to get along with.
Again, Paul, we appreciate you bringing this up, and I think that's the bottom line. It's not about being a victim or whatever. Again, it's just about you're gonna get people that are gonna try to sell you stuff because it's some people do get spiffs, right? If they sell the cigar, they get an extra spiff or that, whatever. But I'm not gonna try to figure out. I'm just gonna be nice about it and say, you know what, keep on moving and keep on trucking, as we say here in Texas. I don't know, whatever. But I'm not gonna try to belittle somebody.
You know what? At the end of the day, if you had a bad time at that lounge, go to another lounge.
Simple as that.
But guess what? I tell you, I say, guess what? Don't even go to another lounge. Stay at that lounge and see if that lounge can get good for you. And if it doesn't, then go. But you can't expect the whole world to just embrace you and give you a hug because you exist. Because that shit don't exist.
Dude, they don't embrace anybody.
No.
Anybody, guy, girl, robot, dog, whatever the fuck you are, whatever walk of life, whatever race you are, no place just automatically accepts
But
you.
so this is what scares me is that, so like I said, I'm not knocking these boys because like I said, I listen to their show and I want to be respectful to them. But they went along with it the whole ride of the episode. And they were like, we hope that this changes. And it's like, what do you guys see? I live in New York. I see everything. There's no way in Ohio. What, in Ohio, you telling me that a woman walks into a lounge once every 6 months and they tell her to fucking beat it?
Dude,
I don't buy it.
You know who's big in Ohio and who would trump any man in a cigar shop in Ohio is Janelle.
Oh,
Yeah, I bet.
she's known
Janelle
by her first name
Mystery.
only. I guess I don't know.
It's Janelle Mystery or Mystery or something. Dude, this chick walks into a cigar shop. Whatever she wants to do, she can do.
All right,
Right.
I'm putting my Rocky Patel out, by the way.
Mine's already fucking long
Dude.
gone, J-Dub. I'm smoking a fucking cigarette
Oh,
now.
that's gross.
Cigarette. I moved on to an intemperance.
Check this out.
J-Dub,
Check this out.
let's get...
Rocky Patel. Off-putting flavors after the first half. First half was pretty mild. Very, very dark, burnt wood taste that I had to power through. So I didn't enjoy it towards the end. I did not enjoy it at all. And what really pissed me off the most is that I had to relight it 5 times.
Same here.
Wow,
And
for an easy draw too, huh?
For an easy draw,
Wow.
and I'm not
mine
talking.
tastes like
What did you taste like?
fucking burning cigar. Like I
Like
well,
burnt, like a
I mean,
burnt flavor.
yeah, a burnt cigar the entire
Yeah.
time, and it's not just because I had to relight it. It was
Yeah,
when I first sparked it up, when I was fucking coughing
Yeah.
and gagging. It was like I fucking pulled the cigar out of my ashtray and lit it up 2 days
yeah.
later,
That's exactly what
Are you
I
sh-
was getting.
right
at.
off the fucking start, dude.
Are you?
I have the fucking cellophane right here. Well, I mean, I guess it could be sitting here for 2 days, but whatever.
Yeah.
Are you sure it doesn't smell like a burnt Adidas sweatshirt from all the ash that fell on it?
It landed on mostly pants, so that's polyester.
It could.
But then you just remind me, I got to go to the Adidas store tomorrow. And I got to get a new.
So
You know what
when
they
you
call-
walk
surprised
to the
you don't have
Adidas
a
store,
weekly delivery.
I know when
Dude,
you walk to the
uh,
Adidas store, do they tell you, "Oh, hey, Mr. Fingers, how you doing? We
I
we
gotta
got
be
your
honest.
selection. Let me get you a
man.
tray for your Adidas tracksuits."
I don't even have to.
He
walk.
walks in like he's Conor McGregor. They shut the door. They shut the store down just for him when he comes in, full staff.
Paul's got it sort of right. J-Dub's got it completely wrong. First off, I don't even have to walk in there. They fucking carry me. And second off, we don't call this a fucking tracksuit. We call this is a Puerto Rican pinstripe suit.
Okay.
Either that, or did you guys ever see that movie Clear History with that Larry David?
No.
Oh, so then you wouldn't. They had like this Czechoslovakian mobster.
Is he wearing a sweet
yeah.
stripe?
That's that right there.
That's
Dude,
funny.
I don't even want to make this up, but I'm filming a promo at Smoking Joe's Cigar Shop today. Cigars and Pipes or cigarandpipes.com. Order from them. I'm filming the promo in there today. I got the Osmo going, right? There's this black guy who I look up to while I'm filming, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I fucking love the shit out of this stuff. He had the sickest Adidas fucking tracksuit on today. He looked up at me and go, "Yo, bro." We fucking slapped hands and we did a quick hug. It's actually on the fucking edit that I'm gonna drop for Smoking Joe's with the audio and the video. I was like, "Yo, nice fucking tracksuit." We threw it in for a hug. Dude, we were so like, I was just like, "That's a fucking dude." He had like a fucking windbreaker, Adidas windbreaker on, fuck gold chain hanging out. I was like, "That's a fucking nice suit, man."
I'm not
It
gonna
would
say
be
anything
really
about
weird
that.
if he stepped out of a Jeep.
Yeah.
Did you check his fingers?
His finger.
Well, I guarantee you, he's got
Nice
more
to
than I
meet you,
do.
sir.
Yeah.
How about this? How about we knuckle bump?
Yeah.
We do the 3/4 knuckle bump.
I
And
use my good hand.
Look, with that said, I think we're right on out of time. But with that said, we do really, really appreciate your perspective, especially from a cigar smoker, right? We
He's not even just a cigar smoker. Sorry to interrupt. He's
no,
I know Paul's a big podcast listener
yeah, true.
and cigar smoker. Big dude. I've looked up to Paul got me really hard on Aston VSGs. A lot of good cigars Paul's got me on.
Good.
All right, can we? I got to interrupt for a second. This is going to close. I don't need you guys to talk about me. You don't have to thank me. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you for having a show that's great to listen to. That's something that's completely different, even when it goes off the rails. I think that's the kind of world we live in, and you guys have the everyday guy on, which is why one of the reasons that keeps me in cigars is because of the people that I met. I've met, you guys through cigars and through Instagram, and congratulations. I want to say, best of luck to you guys, and I hope to be on again in the future. Congratulations with that big United sponsor. That's awesome. And life is good, boys. J-Dub, happy birthday to your daughter.
Thank you.
That's
I appreciate
awesome.
it, man. Thank
The
you.
only problem is, I wish we all lived closer to each other because I feel like we'd have an apartment together.
Well,
Yeah, now Paul points, right?
well, no.
Oh,
I second that. I second that.
Because Ollie would have to live down the street.
No, because you
That's
play your
why?
music too fucking loud. That's why.
Oh, I see. Because I'm a male Puerto Rican, right? Is that why?
Yeah.
If I was a
Now
female, you'd accept
now
it.
J-Dub wants to start stereotyping. What? 'Cause Paul's
Hey.
gonna park his vehicle on the front lawn.
Yeah, I'm Mexican. You're Puerto Rican. We'd be fighting all the time. Like, no, my country's
But
better. No, my
we'd
country's
have great
better.
lawn and clean cars.
Hey, listen,
You'd
but
have the
but
Puerto
there's
Rican
one thing.
flag, and I would have the Mexican flag. No, I wouldn't. But
You guys got the best weed. We just know how to sell it. Guys, listen.
Hey,
I don't want
at the end of the day, it's legal here.
I don't want to keep you up, but thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure,
Always,
and I
man.
miss the hell out of you guys.
Hey.
This is the reason why the Rebar is a great show, because I feel like I miss you, but I don't miss you as much.
I mean, that's the thing. If we missed each other that much, we'd probably be dead by now because we would get together a lot more and we'd be drunk all the time.
yeah, you'd be bad for my liver. JP's already bad for my liver.
Yeah, that's J-Dub's like, we need to cut back on shows. I drink and smoke too much
Between
now.
him and G-Rock, sheesh.
They don't even call it cirrhosis of the liver anymore. They just call it. They're like, oh, you got the JP.
I got the JP exactly.
With all that being said, I gotta say one thing, man. Tonight's episode has been brought to you by the one and only United Cigars.
All right, smoke
And
United, live United.
those listening, those watching, you guys gotta fucking hit up your local retailer, buy United Cigars. If they don't have them, fucking ask them for them. Drill them about that shit. Ask them. Call up Oliver or ask me. I'll put you in contact with Oliver. J-Dub will put you in contact with Oliver. Fuck, Paul will even put you in contact with Oliver. We'll set you up with United Cigars. If you want to live united, live like the Rebar, live like myself, J-Dub, Paul, contact us. Live united.
Thank you guys for joining. This has been another episode of the one and only Rebar. Look us up on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, and YouTube. Take care.